Hello and welcome. So today we are going to be doing some flow for our lower, middle, and upper back. We are going to be also hitting a little bit of our hips because a lot of the times pain in the lower back comes from tight hips and tight hamstrings. So let's get started. Today first in some breathing exercises to settle us in and to release any tension that we may have accumulated. So start an easy pose with several breaths. In your normal breathing pattern, just breathe in and out. Just feel your body relax. Make sure your shoulders are down and away from your ears. Your face is relaxed. Allow them to drift away, just like clouds. Feel the wind on your skin. And just a few more moments. And sit on your heels. This is not related to your lower back, but I just wanted to do this pose just so we could stretch the back of our feet. You're going to take your hands, you're going to clasp them together, and you're going to push your chest out forward for a nice stretch. And remember to breathe in and out in your natural breathing pattern. And release your hands. We're going to come into tabletop position and we're going to flow through cat and cow. So remember to exhale on your cats and inhale on your cows. And do this flow at your own natural pace. What is comfortable for you? And return to tabletop position. We're going to do a few ribcage circles. So it's also going to be kind of cat and cow, but you're going to be doing them in a circle. So you're going to round your back and then you're going to drop your belly down, moving in a circular way. Start with whichever side is comfortable for you. And we're going to repeat this with several breaths. direction. Again, rounding your back as you go into cow and dropping your belly. And return to tabletop position. We're going to come onto our forearms, and we're going to repeat our cat and cow. But since we are on our forearms, this is going to hit a little bit of our lower back. So once again, you're going to inhale as you go to cow. You're going to exhale as you flow through cat. Once again, repeat this at your own pace. Feeling nice stretches, remembering your breathing pattern as you flow. Return to neutral. We're going to come down with our forearms long into Sphinx. So your arms are bent at a 90-degree angle. Your quads are engaged, as well as your legs. They're on the mat. And we're going to hold this position for several breaths. Make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. You're not feeling any tension. This pose should not cause any tension in your body. We're going to come into half frog, so you're going to bend your leg at a 90-degree angle. Start with your left side, and you're going to stay in Sphinx with half frog. Once again, breathing and making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. A lot of the times, lower back pain does come with tight hips, so that's why we are doing several exercises to target our hips and our hamstrings. And release. We're going to repeat on our opposite side. So bring your right leg into 90-degree angle, remaining in Sphinx pose, and half frog on your right side. and release. We're going to next do locust pose, but we're going to lift our arm out in front of us along with an opposite leg. So place both of your arms out in front of you, and you're going to lift your left arm up and your right leg up as you inhale. Inhale and lift. Make sure your right arm stays relaxed down on your mat, and you breathe. And just a little bit higher, and release. We're going to repeat on the opposite side. You will lift your right arm up and your left leg back. So inhale and lift. Remember to keep your left arm relaxed down on the mat, and remember to breathe. Make sure you're not forcing any tension in your shoulders. And just lift a little higher and release. We're going to come into Superman. So we're going to lift both of our arms up and both of our legs, and hold for several breaths. So inhale and lift. And a little higher. And release. If this is uncomfortable for your hip bones, if you're like on a hard surface, you may place an additional layer of a mat underneath or a blanket, something that may cause it to be a little bit softer for you. Okay, and then we're gonna lift ourselves up to tabletop, and we're gonna come to downward facing dog. You're going to walk out your heels, feeling a nice stretch in your calf. You can bring your chest to your legs for a nice stretch, perhaps coming on your tippy toes. And doing nice circles, or just staying in downward facing dog. Walking out your calves. And then step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat for standing forward fold. Maybe bring your hands to your elbows for ragdoll. Come to halfway lift, your back is flat, and release to forward fold. And inhale as you come to mountain. From here, we're going to take our hands and put them on our lower back. So we're going to feel this little bit of a stretch in our back. So just bend a little bit back. If this is too much for you, you can definitely just bend back a little bit. And then if you feel comfortable in this pose, maybe bring your hands together. And release. We're going to inhale, resettle ourselves after that slight little back bend there. And we're going to swan dive to forward fold. It's so windy outside today. And we're going to come back down to downward facing dog. We're going to lift our right leg up towards the sky into a three-legged dog, and then into a stacked three-legged dog, bending your knee. And then extend and bring it through in between both of your hands. Place your left knee down on the mat for crescent low lunge. This will be a stretch to your left hip. Stay in this pose for a few moments to feel that nice stretch. Make sure your shoulders are not tight. There's no tension. And then you're going to exhale, come into half split for a hamstring stretch. So we're going to flow through it. Our leg is straight and then as flexed, extended and flexed. So we're getting a nice stretch in our hamstring. And once again, if you do feel uncomfortable staying on your knee, you may place something underneath, like a mat, a pillow would work, something soft. Inhale as you come back to crescent low lunge. And exhale into half split. Flex and extend your leg for a hamstring stretch. And inhale as you come back to crescent low lunge. You're going to place your left hand next to your foot and you're going to lift your right arm into a revolved low lunge. And then come up. You're going to keep your right arm up and bring your left arm, hold on to the wrist. Your body is facing towards your right. So you're getting a nice hip stretch as well as you're working on your back. And then open up your arms into T position. You're still in your low lunge. And then release, come up to the front. We're going to come into Skandasana. So twist around. You're going to bend your right knee. Your left leg is out and extended. We're going to bring our arms to Namaste. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Just overall stretching our hip area. And release your hands. Bring yourself into a wide-legged standing forward fold. So you may touch both of your feet. You may keep them in the center. If this is too much, you can definitely bring them a little bit closer. You can even have a block here for your assistance. But if this is fine, we're going to place our left hand down on the mat. You may fist the floor if it is too much pressure on your wrist. And then we are going to bring our right arm up and we're going to do a few pulses. release. Bring your hand down. We're going to place our right hand down on the mat. We're going to bring our left arm up, and we're going to repeat the same. We're going to do several pulses. This is for our upper back. And release, come back to center. We're now going to turn in the opposite direction into a lunge. And then you're going to place your arms down. We're going to come into a one-legged plank. And then we're going to flow into chaturanga and then upward facing dog. And then we're going to come into downward facing dog. And then we're going to repeat all of this on our opposite side. So just stretch out your calves one more time. Perhaps now they're feeling a little bit more flexible after these few last stretches that we just did. So we're now going to lift our left leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee for stacked three-legged dog. This is a little bit more of a hip opening. Extend it, and then bring your left through in between your legs. Okay, into your crescent low lunge, feeling that nice stretch in your hip, making sure your shoulders are down and away from your ears, you're not feeling any tension. And exhale as you flow through half split. Straightening your left leg out in front of you, and we're going to flex and extend our foot for a deeper hamstring stretch. And inhale as you come back to low crescent lunge. Exhale as we flow back into low lunge, into a half split. Again, flexing and extending our foot for that hamstring stretch. And inhale as we come back to our low lunge. We're going to place our right hand next to our foot, and we're going to bring our left arm up towards the sky, keeping our shoulders in line. And then lift. You're going to keep your right arm up towards the sky, bring your right arm next to it and hold on to your wrist. Keeping your body turned to your left side, staying in low lunge. And open up your arms into T position. And then come around. We're going to flow into Skandasana, bending into our left leg, bringing our right leg out and extended, bringing our arms to Namaste. We're going to stay in this pose for a few breaths. And release, come up into a wide-legged stand. You're just gonna feel a nice stretch. Maybe you can grab onto both of your feet. And then you're gonna fist the floor, or you're gonna leave your hand down on the mat. We're going to start with our right hand this time, and then we're gonna lift our left arm up towards the sky. And again, we're going to be doing several pulses. And release. We're going to repeat on the opposite side. So place your left hand on the mat, bring your right up towards the sky, and repeat with several pulses. And release. We're going to turn to the side that we started with, into a lunge again. You're going to come into one-legged plank. You're going to float to chaturanga and upward facing dog. And into downward facing dog. Once again, stretching out our calves. Perhaps they are even more flexible now, and you can almost touch the floor with your full foot. And return to plank. We're going to go into lizard. We're going to start with our right leg, so bring your right leg next to your right arm and come down onto your elbows. There are several options for lizard. You may place your foot fully on the ground. If this is too uncomfortable for you to stay up on your foot, you may open up onto your side. There are several options that you can do. We're going to hold for several more breaths. And release your leg. You're going to place it on the mat if it already is not. And then you're going to lift yourself up. So we're back kind of in a lunge again. And then you're going to rotate towards your right, keeping your left arm on the mat in front of you. You're going to grab onto your foot. You may actually also do this on your forearms if you would like to do so. And release. You're going to come back up to your arms if you were down on your forearms. You're going to come up, and then we're going to shift to side plank. So you're going to open up to your right side. You can stack your feet if you're able to do so, or you could place it one behind the other. Make sure your shoulders are in one line. I'm going to come around into Wild Thing. And release back to plank. We're going to come down into chaturanga, cobra, and then we're going to go to downward facing dog. And now we're going to repeat on the opposite side. So you're going to come to plank, bring your left leg to your right hand, and come down onto your forearms. Again, several variations. You may place your right leg fully on the ground for lizard, or you may stay hovered. And release, bring your right leg down on the mat. You're going to come up onto your hands. We're going to do a revolved lunge while holding onto your other foot. So you're going to leave your right hand next to your left foot, and you're going to grab hold of your right leg with your left hand. And again, you may come down onto your forearms if you wish to do so, or you may stay up on your hand. And release. If you were on your forearms, come back up onto your hands into, again, a lunge position. And then we're going to come up into side plank. So bring yourself around. Open up to your left side this time. Again, if you're able to, you may stack your feet, or you may place it one behind the other, making sure that your hands and your shoulders are stacked together, one over the other. And then we're going to come back into Wild Thing. And release. Come down into plank, chaturanga, cobra, and release. We're going to release down, kind of resettle ourselves. Okay, and now we're going to do several, like a cobra flow. It's great for your back. So you're gonna come up, and you're going to exhale as you come down. I like to stay on my fingertips. It kind of makes me open up a little bit more, and the flow seems a little bit easier. So you're going to inhale. You can bend your head back if you wish to do so, and then you're going to exhale as you come down. And again, repeat. And do this in a slow pace. Don't go really fast, so that you don't hurt your back. And if you're bending your head back, you don't want to pull any muscles. You don't want to cause any dizziness, any injury to your neck. So just slowly flow through. And if you can't go that far, it is totally okay to just come up like this and go back down. You will feel this a lot in your triceps, so it's good for your arms as well. And just several more times. And release. We're going to come up into like a revolved cobra. So you're going to come up into cobra, and you're going to leave your right hand out in front of you. You're going to take your left and hold onto your leg. So opening up. Feeling a little bit more on your opposite side that you're opening up. One side will definitely be easier than the other. And just hold for several breaths. make sure you're not like sinking, into your shoulder. So just make sure you're keeping everything strong. Your shoulder is away from your ear. You're not pulling it up. And release. You may come down and reset yourself for several seconds. Just breathe in and out, and then lift yourself into Cobra again, and then repeat on the opposite side, leaving your left hand on the mat and bringing around and opening up to your right side. And just breathe several more times, in and out. And come back, bring your right hand back in front of you, and release. So we're going to come into snake. So you're going to grab both of your arms behind you. Extend your arms. And we're going to lift just our upper back, our upper body up, keeping our legs in the mat. Inhale as you lift, and remember to breathe in the pose. And a little higher. And release. Okay, and then next we're going to warm up a little bit, a couple poses before we do our bow pose. So we're going to start with one side. So let's start with our left. You can keep your right arm out in front of you. You may keep it bent. Bring your left arm. You're going to grab on with your left arm, and you're going to lift your leg into half boat. And inhale as you lift. Make sure you're keeping this arm as comfortable as you think it is for you. And lift a little higher. And release. Come down for several breaths to reset yourself. And let's repeat on the opposite side, so you can bring your left arm out in front of you, or you can keep it bent here in front of you. You're going to take your right hand and you're going to lift your right leg up. Remember to breathe in your pose. Just lift a little higher. And release. And then just reset yourself for several more breaths before we come into full bow pose. Okay, so now we're going to take both of our hands and we're going to lift and grab onto both of our feet. So you can start on your belly and just lift, or you can already start lifted, however you feel comfortable going into this pose. I'm just going to start on my belly and I'm going to lift, and then you can hold on to your feet as however you want, holding on onto your outsides or your insides soles. Okay, and then inhale as you lift, and remember to breathe in the pose. And release. Okay, we're going to flow into child pose to counter our stretch for our back that we just did. You can open your pose a little bit wider at your hips if you want that nice deep hip stretch. Okay, and then just flow with your hands to your side. So you're gonna get a little nice side stretch too. And walk back with your hands to your opposite side to get that other side stretch. And we're going to walk back. We're gonna turn around and then we're gonna come into staff pose. Going to inhale as you flow down and fold into a nice stretch. You can keep your knees bent if the stretch is too much for you. You can place a block, whatever is comfortable for you. You will progress if you keep practicing this. You can hold on to your ankles, your calves, your toes, the side. If you want a deeper stretch, you can place something behind your feet for like a deeper bend. And inhale as you come up. We're going to bend our legs into bound ankle, also known as butterfly. Again, hitting that nice inner thigh area, our hips. And we're going to inhale as we fold at our hips, not at our torso, at our hips, for a deeper stretch in our inner thigh area. And just breathe for several seconds. Again, making sure you don't have any tension in your shoulders. If the stretch is too much for you, you may release, come up a little bit higher, maybe onto your forearms. Maybe your feet are not this close to each other. Maybe they're like bent, spread out a little bit further out in front of you. And release as you come up. You're going to inhale. And going to come onto our backs for a half pigeon stretch. So you're going to lay on your back, and you're going to bend your feet, bend your knees. We'll bring your left leg over your right, and then you're going to grab onto your right thigh and pull it in closer to your chest. And then you're going to feel the stretch in your left side hip area. And remember to breathe, inhale and exhale, following a natural breathing pattern for you. And you may rotate your right foot ankle one way and the opposite way. Wiggle your toes a little bit. And we're going to release and place your feet back down on the mat. We're going to repeat on the opposite side now. Place your right leg over your left. Hold your left thigh and pull your legs in towards your chest. And we can rotate our left foot ankle one way and then the other way. And release. Stretch your body out, and we're going to go into a supine twist. Bring your right leg close to your chest to hug your knee and pull it in closer to your armpit. Hug it. Feel a nice little stretch in your hip. And you're going to bring it around and across your body, and you're going to face the opposite direction with your head. Make sure you keep your shoulder pressed into the mat, not like lifted or anything. And take several breaths here in this pose. And release. You're going to bring both of your knees into your chest. Rock side to side for a back massage. Release and open up. You're going to lift your left leg and bring it into your armpit. Bring your leg across your body for a supine twist, facing the opposite direction with your head. Keep your shoulder pressed into the mat, and take several breaths in this pose. And release. And again, bring both of your knees into your chest and rock side to side to feel that nice back massage. We're going to come into Happy Baby, so grab either the inside or the outside soles of your feet And bring your knees into your armpit. You can rock side to side here in this pose. You can also extend your legs. It's whatever feels comfortable for you or will be better for you and make your yoga practice better. And release. Just take several moments here to reset yourself. Thank yourself for being here and flowing along with me today. Thank your body for allowing you to continue exceeding your yoga goals. And then when you're ready and have gathered yourself, roll onto your side and come up slowly with no rush at all. Just take several moments to regather yourself. Thank you for joining me today as we flow through this nice sequence for our lower back, our middle back, and our upper back. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thank you so much again for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.